Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who might be new here, my name is Dave. This is Scott's Toys. For now, stay tuned. Fingers crossed, that channel name change will be coming in July, and I'll introduce you to the new channel or something like that, I suppose. Anyways, if you are new here, this channel is about our passion and our love for Lego investing, our Bricklink store, as well as general reselling. This particular video is going to be focused around our Bricklink store. I'm going to share with you some of the updates that we have coming in terms of what sets I'm going to be parting out this week, as well as what sets are going to be coming into the store. Because it's kind of a two-phase system. Just because I part out a set doesn't mean I end up getting it actually entered into the store. So I do have a little bit of a backlog there. Luckily, I've got a lot of containers, though, which means that I can get a lot of sets parted out. So we're going to do that. I'm also going to share with you a real quick peek in case you're new to Bricklink. If you want to know how to assess the part out value for a set, I'm going to go ahead and share that with you this episode, as well as share with you the sales in essence for last week, or because I took a vacation week there and had the store closed. It's technically 2 weeks ago, I believe. But anyways, we're going to get all up to date on that. And that's what we have in store this week. I hope you enjoy this episode. Before we jump right into things, though, if you don't mind, I would really appreciate it if you could go ahead and click on the like button below. Go ahead and share this video with your friends, your family, or any acquaintances that you think might have an interest in Bricklink or Lego. Maybe a little bit of general resale, although the majority of the channel is certainly Lego related right now. But would really appreciate that. If you haven't already, would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. We've been seeing a little bit of channel growth here, and it gets me excited, it gets me passionate, makes me want to keep putting out great content for you guys. Hopefully you've been enjoying, hopefully you continue to enjoy. Let's go ahead and get into what sets are going to be entered into the store this week. So we have two sets, or two different set numbers, I guess. We have a total of 3 sets, however you want to look at that are going to be entered into the store this week. The first set, and some of you may have already seen previously on Instagram, I posted that I had parted these things out, but then I got caught up in the craze of going on some vacation. How silly of me to want to take vacation. Anywho, they've been sitting around way too long. This week, we're going to get them entered into the store, starting with set number 76198. It is the Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus mech set. Honestly, I think this is a great Lego investment set as well, but it added a lot of pieces that I did not have already available into the Bricklink store. That's why I prioritized parting this one out. We're still on our quest to get to 5,000 unique lots. We haven't done it quite yet. Nor have we technically hit the 100,000 piece count total, but we're going to end up doing it. We're going to get there, folks. So we got one of these that got parted out, as well as we have 2 of these, which is the Rhea. Hang on, I'm going to cheat and pull up the box right here. It's a Bounds Boat. I'm not quite sure how to say the name, but it's set number 43185. I did part out 2 of these. This was also a set that added a lot of new lots to the store. It was also like a 380 piece set or so, 247. Oh, the 380 is the new one that's coming. Stay tuned. Those are the ones that are definitely going to be entered this week. I do have some additional sets that I hope to part out this coming weekend, which means this week as it relates to this video, they'll be parted out before next week's video for sure. Let me go ahead and share those with you now. Okay, so for this particular item, it's actually a little bit of a mini haul. So might be something even to, what do they call it? BOLO, be on the lookout for, or be on the lookout, something like that. Anyway, set number 41255, Pop Village Celebration. So I have a Meijer in my area that these recently have gone on clearance. You can see here it's got a clearance tag on it. I got this set for $28.69, 380 pieces. This is the set piece that I was thinking of. I actually don't know how many new pieces this is going to add to the store. I was more excited about this one because it has a great selection of minifigures. You got Cooper in there. You got Guy Diamond's got to be pretty popular. Some more standard ones, Poppy and Branch. They come in a lot of sets. But then you got a Tiny Diamond. I could see those being pretty unique. It's also got these really cool felt pieces in them, the flowers. Those are kind of cool. But mainly, I checked the part out value for this set, and that's what I am going to share with you. Picked up this set, $28.69. Has an amazing part out value. So I cleared out my local store, which unfortunately was only 3 of them. But you may check your local Meijer to see if you have any available in your area. Let's go ahead and look at how I was able to assess the value of this particular set when it comes to a part out. So for those of you interested who have maybe never looked into how to assess the part out value of a Lego set, we're going to go ahead and get into that right now. I've gone to bricklink.com, which is what I use to assess the part out value for a set. The specific set that we're going to be looking up is 41255, the Pop Village Celebration in essence. So what we're going to do is on Bricklink, up towards the top, you're going to see a little button called Market. And we're going to go ahead and highlight over that button. Then we're going to go down under this section called Reference. And there's a price guide. We're going to go ahead and click on that. And it's going to take us to a page here that Bricklink calls Price Guide. Woo, genius! This particular page gives you access to 2 different things. The first on the left is going to give you the access to the price guide as it associates or is relative to a specific part or a specific set. But on the right-hand side is the part out value, and by default, it actually already selects the set option. We're going to go here and we're going to type in 41255. I go ahead and include parts and whole minifigures. I don't typically take my minifigures and break them down into all the individual pieces. I like to sell them whole. We're going to go ahead and leave the condition as new because in this particular case, we're taking a brand new set and we're going to break it down. I don't include instructions or the box. I don't break the sets into set as well. So I think what that means is that if you've got like some little mini builds as a part of it, it won't break them down. So it just leaves them as kind of like a combined piece or something like that. This one here I'm not as familiar with. But the one that I do check is extra parts. So for those of you who aren't new to Lego, clearly you know what extra pieces are. For those of you who are maybe new to Lego, the extra piece involves any of the really small pieces that might be hard for Lego to accurately count. What they will do is include an extra one of each of those small pieces. Maybe they include it in case kids lose them because of how frequently they could get lost or how easily they could get lost. Anyways, the point is they typically include an extra piece for a lot of the really small pieces like 1x1 type size. And so when you're parting out a set, you don't need them as an extra piece. They just add additional value. So I do go ahead and include that in my prices. So we're going to have that in the price today. We're going to go ahead and hit Get Value. And what we will see is a couple different things. You get 3 different divisions of items here. So we've got the left is what covers the average of the last 6 months sales. So this equates to, on Bricklink across their entire platform, the average sale price for each of the pieces involved in that set, which is 405 items, 200 different lots, but 405 total items, right? And if you remember, piece count 380, so it must have, what's that, around 25 extra pieces that come in the set. Equates to a total average sale price over the last 6 months of $87.33. If you look at the average cost of the items or sale price of the items today, the second column here gives us $115.10. So again, that's not sold, that's the average price that people are asking for the parts. Last one is your average inventory value. So for this particular set, as you can see, I already have 316 of the pieces in my store. I have 141 of the lots already in my store. And out of the pieces that I have in the store, it equates to around $40.51 of the value. And I believe this goes off of the current sale price as well, because they're also currently in the store. What's not included in this $40 are 89 pieces and 59 lots, most of which are probably the mini, or maybe not most, but some of which are definitely the minifigures. Most of the cost difference probably is the minifigures, but there's a couple ways that I look at this. I traditionally, when I first started the store, would always go based off of the last 6 months sales, and historically I've always found that number to be smaller than the current price of the pieces for sale. And so starting off, when I had a much smaller store, I wanted to end up going off the last 6 months sale price, possibly even a little bit less when I was equating the value in it, to try and get stuff to move quicker or at least easier. Because when you have less pieces to offer, it's a lot harder to get somebody to come to your store. Now, since my store has grown, I've started going a little bit closer to the current items for sale. This particular set, $28.69, I believe is what it is. We're going to call that $29. $29, in essence, is roughly, in this case, which is pretty rare, about a 4 times part out, thereabouts, for the current price. Or more accurately, what I'm going to go off of in this case, especially since it's a recently clearanced set, meaning that the current price is going to continue to go down. And so in this one, I would base this particular set off of the average over the last 6 months of sales to see what's really moving. And so this particular set gives me about a 3x multiplier, which is fantastic. And that's what I look for. So when you're looking for a set, again, you go to Market, you go to Price Guide. Over on the right-hand side for part out value, you type in your set number that you're looking for. I personally don't include the instructions. I do include the extra parts. I hit Get Value, and up comes the overall summary, which most of the time you're just going to be looking at the left 2 columns, the average over the last 6 months, which should give you good historical sales data, as well as the center column, which is the average of the pieces currently available for sale, which as your store gets larger and larger, you're probably going to end up migrating closer to that number, I would guess. It's certainly what I've been doing. So that's all there is to it, folks. If you're interested in the part out value of the set, hopefully this information helps get you what you're looking for. And go check out Meijer for these sets, man. $28.69 for a potential $87.33. I think that's a pretty good return. I'm hoping that sales price stays up there. That's why I need to prioritize getting these things in the store, make them available to everybody, so that, I can start moving some of those parts. All right, so just like most episodes, we're going to go ahead and end this one out by reviewing the total sales for this last week, which technically encompasses a couple weeks because I had the store closed for a week. We had 2 orders this week. The first order came from Rosemary in New York. The second order came from Ryan in Washington. So thank you to Rosemary and Ryan for your orders. And we have a total net revenue, sales price, whatever we want to call it this week, of $35.51. We had a cost of goods of $14.29. We had bricklink fees of 86 cents. Total shipping charges of $6.41, which gave us a net profit out the door, $13.94. So not a stellar week this week. However, I did close the store, I think, a little bit early towards the end of that week in preparation for my vacation, which, if you haven't already, you probably could go back and watch. I think it was last Friday's video where I talk a little bit about where I was at and share a little bit of scenery from where I was. So please go check that video out if you're interested in knowing what I did on vacation, which was a super great time. But so store was closed. It's now reopened. So come one, come all, get your Lego pieces. Woo! With that said, I really appreciate you coming and sharing this time with me. I had a good time getting back into the swing of things. Vacation was nice, but I want to keep this thing going. I want to continue to share all this fun stuff with you guys. As you can see, I got quite the pile of stuff behind me here that I need to get ready to get parted out. Some of them are for part out, some of them for investment. I need to go through them and decide which ones I'm doing what with. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.